So let's imagine this, right? Let's say you have to lead a group of guys up a mountain, for example. This is the mountain. This is you, and you have to lead your team, your group, up this mountain, right? So this is all your group, this is all your friends. You know, over here, there's like the really buff. How the fuck do you draw a Jack person like that? There we go. These are really buff dudes, they're really fit guys. Damn, I suck at drawing, bro. So this is a group, and in your group as well, besides, you know, your friends, you and these fit guys, is a fat man, right? Let's call him Timmy, right? This is Timmy. And so you guys, you start walking up this mountain. You start climbing it. What's going to happen? What's going to happen when all these guys walk up this mountain? Well, you know, the really fit guys are going to be up here, right? Because naturally there's fit, so they're just ahead of everybody else. You know, you're somewhere down here, you and your friends. But Timmy is all the way back here. And so you tell your guys, all right, guys, let's slow down. Let's wait for Timmy, right? You know, because like the fit guys are like 10 minutes ahead of you guys, right? Because they're just naturally more fit than everybody else. So you say like, all right, guys, let's wait for Timmy. Timmy catches up, and then you tell him like, okay, nobody can go pat like we can't leave Timmy behind. And so, you know, you guys continue moving forward, you continue moving forward, and then eventually, because the fit guys are just fitter than everybody else, they just go further ahead. They're now 15 minutes away from you guys. And then, you know, again, you like call them, you say, all right, guys, come on, let's wait. And this cycle keeps happening the whole time until you reach the top. How do you solve this problem? How would you solve this problem? Well, really, the simple thing to do, take Timmy and put him in the front. Why? Why should you put the slowest, most out of shape guy in the front of the group? Well, let's look at what happens, right? So, you know, these guys are climbing up this mountain, and then you say, okay, let's put Timmy in the front. What's going to happen? Well, you guys are naturally just going to say, like, all right, Timmy, like, come on, like, give me your backpack. You know, his backpack might be a little bit heavy. So he's like, all right, Timmy, give me your backpack. You carry his backpack for him. Suddenly, Timmy is like 5% faster, right? And one of the other guys is like, hey, Timmy, you need some fuel, you need some carbs. Like, here's some fruit, here's some water. Suddenly, Timmy is now 10% faster. 15% faster. You know, you start motivating Timmy, you start, you know, encouraging him. You'll be like, come on, Timmy, let's go, push, let's go faster. Now Timmy is like 25% faster, which means that the whole group is 25% faster. What does this mean? Well, Timmy is the constraint. Timmy is the constraint. And so basically what we can learn from this diagram, what we can learn from this story, is to focus on the constraint, is to direct all of your energy towards Timmy, the constraint. Why? Because if you don't direct your energy to the constraint, if you just make these fit guys fitter, if you make these fit guys go faster, you know, you make yourself go faster, that's not going to do anything. In fact, it might just like slow the whole group down. Why? Because again, the group can only go as fast as the slowest member. And so if you make the fit guys faster, all that's going to do is you're going to have to wait for Timmy longer. But if you make Timmy faster, the whole group gets faster. So hold on, what does this mean? Is that you are probably focusing on the wrong things. You need to focus on the constraint. Because let's imagine that there's a tire factory, right? These are the tires. And you know, these tires are pretty good actually. Like, you know, they're really well made, really high quality, right? So these tires, they're ready to go. And you know, this is a conveyor belt moving this way. What if all of a sudden there was just a roadblock right there? What would be the best use of our time? Well, what wouldn't be the best use of our time is to try and improve these tires more, because these tires are already ready to go. They're already really well made. And so trying to improve these tires is not going to do shit, obviously. You need to focus on this right here, because this is the current constraint that's holding you back. And so what's the constraint for you? I can think back to the times when I was trying to gain weight when I was 100 pounds. Because I used to be really, really skinny. I used to be basically just anorexic. I used to be, you know, 5'5", the height that I am now. But 100 pounds. 100 pounds. I used to weigh less than some of the girls in our class, dude. Skinny as fuck. And so, you know, obviously I got to go on a bulk, right? So, you know, I keep training hard. I'm trying to eat more. And I just can't gain weight. The constraint for me back then, it wasn't my effort in the gym. Obviously, you know, I could have trained harder. But even then, like, you know, I was still training really, really hard. I read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. So I knew how to train hard. I implemented all the things in that book, and so I knew how to train hard. It wasn't that. The constraint for me was just how much I was eating. Because I used to eat like, I used to think like, oh yeah, I'm eating so much, bro. Dude, you were not eating at all. You were eating like 1,500 calories. This is me talking to my younger self. What I need to do was I need to just basically just double my calories. And so once I started tracking my calories, once I started actually eating more, that's when I gained like 30 pounds in a year. Not all of it was muscle, of course. Some of it was fat, fine. But I wasn't skinny as fuck anymore. I wasn't like basically just anorexic. And so if, for example, I didn't focus on the constraint, if, for example, I just focused on training harder, that wouldn't have done anything. Because that, again, that wasn't the constraint. Training harder was like me trying to focus on making these tires better. These tires were already fine. They're already good. They're in good shape. You need to fucking focus on this roadblock right here. What is the constraint for you? For me, for a long time, it was, how much I was eating. What's something else? When I first tried to record a video, when I first wanted to like do YouTube, I recorded a couple of videos fine. And I already, my speaking skills, like, of course, they still need improvement. There's always something to improve, right? But they were okay. And so the biggest constraint for me at the time, it wasn't like, skills. Most people think that's what it is. Hold on. Most people think that, this is something I learned from Alex Hormozi, there's always something that's probably the constraint. It's either your skills, your traits, or your beliefs. And so for a long time, I thought it was just skills. And, obviously, like, skill is a huge part of it. But for me, it was just productivity. It was just traits. Traits is something like the character traits, like discipline and consistency and, like, willpower and all that stuff. And belief is like the things that you believe about yourself. And, skills, it's just like, how good you are at doing the thing. And so for a long time, I thought it was just skills. And so, I was autistically, like, searching out, like, how to speak better, like, how to, like, improve YouTube retention or whatever the fuck. And, that would have helped, sure. But really the constraint for me was just being able to sit down and record for a couple hours. That was the constraint for me. Just productivity, just traits. And so the constraint for you is probably not skills. Maybe it is, right? Maybe it is skills and you need to go level that up. But chances are, it's one of these. It's traits and beliefs. It's your ability to do the work, or it's just what you believe about yourself. And probably, honestly, it might just be this. It might just be beliefs, because you're never going to outgrow your current self-image. You will never outgrow it. Why? Because if your current self-image is one of a fapper, of a video gamer, of basically just a Timmy, for example, you're not going to outgrow it, because that's your baseline right now. That's your baseline. That's your foundation. Your foundation is this. It's the beliefs. And so, you're trying to level up your skills. You're trying to do all this stuff. Get on self-improvement. Stop fapping. Stop jacking off. Stop doing all this stuff. Stop watching porn. Stop playing video games. You know the standard stuff, right? You can't do any of it. You won't be able to, because you need to change your foundation. You need to change your beliefs. It's what you believe about yourself that plays the greatest impact. If you believe right now that you're on nofap and you're just trying to quit, you're going to make no progress. Guarantee it. I guarantee you're going to make no progress. Why? Because fapping and porn, it's still part of your identity. And the only times I've been able to make the most progress from jacking off 2 times a day, every single day, to now just like, I don't even remember the last time I did it. It's been that long. I just changed my beliefs. I just changed it from, oh yeah, I'm trying to quit fapping. Oh yeah, like, like I'm so addicted to this thing, giving it power. Instead, I changed it from that mindset to just the mindset of, oh yeah, like I just don't fap. Why? Because again, your self-belief is your foundation. And so you can build a really tall building on a shitty foundation. Fine, you can. But if you want to really build like a skyscraper, like the tallest tower, you need that wide base. You need that foundation, which is this. That might be the constraint for you, is just your belief. Because I know for a fact, whatever it is you want to do, you absolutely can do it. You have the power to do it, because there's a version of you out there in some other universe who did do it. And how did he do it? He did it by changing this. Like, I know I just got onto a rant about beliefs, but like, is really important. So that might be the constraint. Maybe it's traits, maybe it's discipline and willpower and all that stuff. But even then, like, I found that by just changing, again, this right here, by just changing that, I've been able to just level up my traits because I believe myself to be a disciplined person. I believe myself to be a person who has willpower and all this stuff. Why? Because it serves me. I think Andrew Tate said this. He was like, why would you have beliefs that don't serve you? He wants to have beliefs that serve him. And so, like really, really controversial here, right? He doesn't believe in depression. Why? Like, I know that might seem controversial. Be like, no, 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 but I'm depressed, I'm depressed. If you really think about it, if you keep saying to yourself, oh yeah, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm this, you are just associating yourself. You are just encouraging the behavior of you doing that thing. You're giving it power. And it's true. And so he says that he's not going to give power to depression. He's not going to allow it to control him. He's going to only have beliefs in his mind that serve him. Like, yeah, Andrew Tate's like narcissist or whatever the fuck. But like, he's right about that. Why wouldn't you have beliefs that serve you? Do you really want to believe that you're a loser? And listen, you actually might be. Listen, I'm just gonna be completely honest. You just might be just a Timmy, for example. We're just gonna keep using Timmy, right? You might be. But having that belief doesn't serve you. And so if you start to believe that, no, I am this person on self-improvement, I am disciplined, I am this, you're gonna start to take the actions towards it. And eventually, before you know it, you're gonna become that by just changing this, which is probably the constraint. Sorry for the rant, dude. But focus on the constraint. Focus on the thing that's holding you back. Hope this video helped you, bro. Take care.